Howdy again, my friends. Second video of the day. I'm going to title this one, Do Not Be a Stan Nor a Jonah. Jonah, chapter 1, verse 1. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish, not Nineveh, away from the presence of God. And he went down to Joppa. He found a ship going to Tarshish. He paid the fare thereof and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish, away from the presence of the Lord. Let me stop right there, friends. Stan, this person right here, tried to run from the Lord. The Lord was after me, just like he was after Jonah. Guess what? As Jonah found out, as Stan found out the hard way, you cannot hide from God, nor can you run from God. So you best straighten up, buckwheat, and be obedient to your Lord, or else he probably will do something to you like he did to Jonah and like he did to me. Because he will be exalted. And it'd be a whole lot easier to be obedient the first time around rather than wait until he takes you out behind a little woodshed and gives you a working over that you'll never forget. You know what happened to Jonah? He got on that ship to go to Tarshish instead of to Nineveh, like God asked him to do. And God kind of roughened up the seas a bit. That ship was having problems sailing. Jonah told him that it was because he was on there running from God that the seas were so rough. He told him to toss him overboard and everything would be all right. They didn't want to do that, but they were about to lose all their cargo and their crew. And they prayed to God and asked God not to hold it against them. They chunked Jonah overboard, and God made the seas calm again. God caused a big fish to swim up to Jonah and swallow him. He stayed there 3 nights inside the belly of that big fish. Got another story to share with you right here. What did Jonah do inside the belly of that big fish? He prayed. God had his attention. God stopped him from running from him. He prayed. Friends, it don't matter where you're at, what the circumstances are, how deep in the water you are, you can always pray, and God will always hear you. And God will always answer you. He may not give you the answer you wanted or liked, but he will answer you in the way that he knows is best for you and for his plan for your life. God was giving me all kind of commands. He was drawing me to him back in 2001, and I did not want him. I kept running from him. I had everything I needed. I had more than I needed. I didn't need God. I didn't want God. God kept calling me, and I kept trying to run from Him. One day I was driving into Houston I was on the north side of Houston, driving into Houston, and I was stopped at a red light. Stopped first in line at a red light, not even moving. Some of y'all that's been around a while has heard my story. A drunk driver, a very drunk driver, who already had 4 uh, arrests for driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Coming toward me, the state troopers estimated he had been going 90 miles per hour, ran through the red light and hit me head on. I saw it all happening, but there was no place for me to go. I was surrounded by cars. Nothing I could do but sit there and watch it happen. And that's the last thing I remember for 5 or 6 days. And the next thing I remember, waking up in a hospital, the doctors were asking me who my next kin was because I wasn't going to live. Friends, I wasn't a Christian then. I was running from God. You cannot run from God. If He wants you, He's going to get you. And He wants you. So stop the foolishness of Stan. Stop the foolishness of Jonah. And be obedient to God. Be a whole lot easier on you. And you can start praising and glorifying God a whole lot sooner than if you put yourself through all the trials and tribulations that God will run you through in order to get your attention. He's going to get you. So just submit to Him today before something bad happens. I love you, friends. I got some errands to run, got a bill to pay, and then I'm going to cook. Yesterday I laid meat out to thaw, but by the time it was time to cook it, I was too tired to cook. So I put it in the fridge and just kind of snacked last night. Ate fruit last night. Today, before I get too tired, I'm going to cook that meat. I've been washing blankets all day. They were clean. I washed them at the end of winter last year and put them up, and they were clean, but I wanted to wash them anyway, so I've been washing blankets, and they're so big and so heavy, I'm just doing one at a time, so that's taking a while, but that's not really hard work. It's just a trip to the utility room where the washer and dryer is every hour or so to do that, and I only got one left, so I'm almost done with that. And that's all I'm doing today other than making this short trip into town. And I got every month I get a thing from Google that shows how many miles I drove and how many hours I spent traveling. I got the one for September yesterday, and I drove 34 miles the month of September. I used to drive 4,000 miles a month. I used to fly more than 4,000 miles a month. And now I'm driving 34 miles a month. And that's just around this little town here to the different grocery store and post office and hardware store and such as that. Restaurants, I eat out a lot. So kind of enjoying my life here, serving the Lord, behaving like I should have been doing all my life. Friends, just do it. Be obedient to God. I'll talk to y'all later. I love you.